Hey guys, it's James W. Pickering here, and I thought I'd do like a little movie review here, as I'd like to talk about the Terminator movies, more specifically the four that came out after Terminator 2. And I often hear a lot of people say they hate all four of them, although for me, I'll just get this out the way. 1 and 2 are the best, and they tell a story, but the 4 after, not so much. But I'll say this, I actually do like both Terminator 3 and Terminator 4 Salvation, both as standalone movies. I think they're, fun, kind of guilty pleasures for me. Terminator Genesis, I'm not really a huge fan of. I'm a bit 50-50 split on them, on that movie. But I think Dark Fate, I think, is the worst of all the Terminator movies. I mean, I like Terminator 3, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's back in it. I know that, it does contradict Terminator 2 and how the Judgment Day thing is inevitable in T3. But at least I forgive Terminator 3 because the action scenes are pretty top notch. And again, Schwarzenegger is pretty good in the film. And the idea of Judgment Day being inevitable, I think it's a neat twist. Although, again, I still think T2 wraps the story up perfectly. And T3, it's just like, you can watch it. I'd rather watch it than Dark Fate. I'll get to that in a moment. And Terminator Salvation, I'll give it some points that, it's not a rehash of the first 3 movies, because you do get to see like a future war, but it's not like a prequel to Terminator 1, because there's no energy weapons and there's no like black and blue tints in the camera work, because this is a sequel to T3, so you have like a lot of like bullets and a lot of black and silver and like dark gray camera work in Salvation. But I do like Sam Worthington as the character of Marcus. He does make for a good extra protagonist. But yeah, Salvation, I think, was like the freshest of all the sequels after T2, and I do like to watch that as well. Genesis, I'm still mixed on that. It's funny because I actually did not get excited to see that when it came out in theaters, but I actually saw that I actually saw it like last year, finally, believe it or not, like after Dark Fate. And I will say this, I do think it's like a big budget fan film. Again, you have Schwarzenegger back. I know some people, I remember back in 2009, people were not happy that Schwarzenegger was not in Salvation other than the CGI cameo. I know I'm outside. But yeah, like Genesis, I thought was, kind of funny, like fan fiction. It kind of took the elements of 1, 2, and 3 and like blended them all together. I do like how they recreated the opening from T1 when both the evil Arnold and Kyle Reese arrived back in time to 84. I do like that. And the action scenes, despite being a little fake, I thought they were a little, crazy. But again, like, I didn't really think too much of the whole time traveling forward to like, was it 2017? I thought it didn't make a lot of sense. But, I didn't mind Genesis. I think I'd rather watch it than Dark Fate, but it's not as good as the first 4. So yeah, Genesis, I don't have a lot good or bad to say. It's 50-50 for me. And then Dark Fate, this one, I know people don't like Genesis, but I think Dark Fate for me has got to be the weakest one. Like, I got all excited because I heard that James Cameron was coming back to write and produce it, and It was the first since T2, and I got pretty excited for that. And again, Linda Hamilton was also coming back. I'm like, okay, cool. And like up till the movie's release, I'm like, why is there no mention of like Edward Furlong as John Connor, or like the character of John Connor? Is he going to be in this movie? And then they like say, oh, he is going to be in the movie. I'm like, oh, nice. But then the movie comes out, and then he just dies in the beginning, and it's like not even Eddie Furlong. It's just like a de-aging of him. Yeah, that did not go well with me. But yeah, Dark Fate, even though Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton and even Mackenzie Davis, I'll admit, were all good in the film, it doesn't save it for me. I didn't really think Gabriel Luna was good as the new Terminator, and also I didn't really think Natalia Reyes was as good as the girl that they're trying to protect from Gabriel Luna's Terminator. You know, some of it felt like a propaganda film to me, and didn't really tell much of a good story, because as much as people didn't like 3 or Salvation with the Judgment Day thing being inevitable, I always did like the idea of John Connor being the MacGuffin, even if it was repetitive. I always thought, you know, keeping John and, well, Sarah, at least in the first movie, that made for like a cool plot. And you know, but this Dark Fate just throws it out the window, and it's like, oh, anybody can be the new savior of humanity. And you know, Dark Fate, like, it feels like they're trying to make like a sequel to it after, but it got canceled because the film was pretty bad. So yeah, like for me, with the Terminator movies, you know, 1 and 2 will always rock, and 3 and Salvation I can have fun with as, you know, guilty pleasure, like standalone movies. Genesis, not really like good or bad for me. You know, I'm again split. And then Dark Fate, I can do without. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Terminator movies that came out after T2. Let me know what you guys think of the Terminator films and where do they rank. And this is James W. Pickering, so have a good day.